Yo, this is Clyburn 9057, and you may be asking yourself, what the heck are you showing these random games for? Well, for the first time, again, I'm going to try to start a new series because I watch so many top tens, and you know they they look fun to do. So I wanted to do my own top tens, but you know not top 10 sometimes, other tops, because it's my freaking, you know, channel, and I wanted to do this. So I'm going to give you guys the first top 9 best games in a group of collections, which is basically me giving my opinion on my favorite game in a collection. Now keep in mind, is this will only feature a collection, the collection that I really like. I will say I do like older games like Crash Bandicoot and stuff, and you can actually call those collections, but those are way too old. And I would have included Sly Cooper collection, but I don't have. I have them downloaded for one reason. I only got one in that group, so you know I'm sorry. It's my opinion, and this is how it's gonna go. So let's start this crap up. Ratchet. The first game, number 9, is Ratchet and Clank. Ratchet and Clank 2. Now, you might be asking, Clyburn, why would you feature Ratchet and Clank 2 at first of your top 10s? Well, to be honest, it was a good game, but it just it's kind of paler to me. It did feature new adapted abilities like strafing and leveling up, but it was kind of blandish. And when Ratchet and Clank 3 came update, it just that game kind of bit the dust, and many people liked it, but I did not like it. I don't know why. And maybe at the fact that when they had the stupid thing where they did fix in 3 that actually deleted my game data, and I had to do it all over again. I will say I finally did get platinum a little while ago, not a long time ago, but platinum. And sorry about, you know, I need to, I concentrate better when I'm watching this. So yeah, that's on Ratchet and Clank 2. It's number 9. And really, it did not. I mean, it felt okay, but it felt kind of blandish to me. And for some reason, I mean, it wouldn't even be on this list. But for the fact that Ratchet and Clank had female antagonists that made Ratchet, you know, kind of have a girlfriend and Clank at the same time, it's on this list at number 9. And it just made it. I was gonna put another one on there, but yeah. Coming in at number 8, Jak and Daxter 2. Now, this game gives me freaking nightmares. It was so difficult and so freaking stupid that literally I freaking got pissed at it. I liked it for the fact of having all these unique items such as weapon upgrades, which did contribute, and you got a freaking hoverboard. But the freaking frustration, I mean, just, you guys, if you know this game and played this game, you know the frustration it gives people. And it still did. When I was a kid, I broke so many controllers playing this one game. I literally freaking broke the freaking controller playing this one game. And yeah, that is pretty stupid, to say the least, that I broke controller because of this game. Also, I mean, I really liked it, and I would put it higher. But there are so many other games that I played that is to this step up of goodness as is other games. So that's why it's number two. It's a good game, but it's difficult as fuck, and but it has memorable characters. But later on, it gets even better with Dragon X 3. Let's see what ranking that comes in, eh? Coming in at number 7 is Uncharted 3, Drake's Deception. Now, you might be asking yourself, Corbin, what the fuck, man? Like, Uncharted 3 is probably the best game ever. Yeah, I mean, it had so many updates. Look, I really want to try to work for Naughty Dog, and I love Uncharted. I don't know why, but it's just that when you get to the game, you expect some things, and I mean, I'm not being a douchebag. I mean, I kind of am, but you know, just give my own opinion. It's my video, I guess. I just try to keep it real with you, and yeah, just tell you the truth. The first time I saw this game, it was so hyped. Everyone was playing Tobuscus, um, DSP, everyone. I wanted to get the collector's edition. I never did, but I got the PlayStation bundle, and you guys can see that in my whole unboxing of it on my channel. But what happened was, the first thing I saw every time I saw a trailer was this crazy flight, and even on PlayStation All Stars, my bad guys, I was, you know, even on PlayStation All Stars, they had this as a level, and I'm showing you the picture right now. It's that made me say, "Oh my god, it's going to be sick, sick." Now, throughout the whole game, I was just going through all these amazing environments. I mean, this game is spectacular on single player, and on multiplayer, it's devastating. But there's a lot of things that were in the game that I did not get why it was not as good as, the previous ones. For one thing, Drake, the first game, Drake went from skinny to he went from skinny to buff, which I can see that because he's gained more skills, and he was a hunter, and basically in the first game it was crazy, it was cool, and he did gain a lot of abilities, and he fought a guy on a boat and sunk him with the treasure. That greedy. Um, I'm not gonna spoil it for you guys if you guys don't want me to. You probably. I recommend these two anyway. But anyway, sunk him and he got bigger, and that means that he has more scars because all the stuff that happened in that game does relate to that game right there. But for some reason, on the third one, his face was chunkier. His face was chunkier. He had no scars like he did in the second game. It was like he had a complete uh face over or something like that, and he was chunkier. He was less buff. He was like okay, but like look at this picture. He's skinny. This picture he's cool, like skinny and just stronger. And now he looks like, yeah. But all that aside, it was a great game. It's an excellent game. But this is what broke it even more. What broke it to me. this is what just broke it to me. When I finally got to this point, and yes, I was astonished that he actually was, he actually snuck onto the plane. I'm not going to tell you how. Again, it's fair that I do not tell what happened on that. You just gotta go play it. But anyway, I mean, you got walkthroughs. You got DSP is a good playthrough player. You should go check him out. Or Celtics, I think Celtics might have this. But anyway, I don't, you know, I don't really recommend Toby. Cause I don't know about Toby. But anyway, when he got this, it was amazing how he got onto it. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. I'm on a plane taking a nap. And then when I was on the plane, I got to beat up this big guy. And it was so awesome. I threw him off there. It was so sick. But then it's like I thought maybe the plane was huge, so I'm thinking, okay, we're gonna fight in the plane, not like the train. The train, even in the picture, was awesome, and they had a whole level that sorted with it. And this, it had it had a lot of things going for it. The graphics were beautiful, and I will say I played it and I enjoyed it, but it was too short. It was like I was on the plane and now I'm off the plane flying with a box that should float when I do this certain thing. You know what I mean? But like, I mean, even when it was starting to burn and all hell was breaking loose, I thought maybe it would go even deeper. But I guess it's okay. But it made me very disappointed, and that's why it's on this spot. So that's that. I should also say I'm doing this for a reason. The collection, all these people will be in the place of All Stars. So this is kind of sort to that because Christmas, me, Christmas, me. Anyway, on to the next one. Uncharted 1. Ho ho ho. Man, this nostalgic me back to the old days. It had the guns and it had the crazy stuff, and it was just wonderful playing it. When I first got this, I did not think it was gonna be that good, but when I played it, it was crazy good. It's crazy good, man. I actually got platinum on it because it was just that good. I had to get platinum because I only had like one trophy level. I was playing it so much. I think I played this at least 4 times in a row because it was so dang good. It's even game of the year. And yeah, by the way, keep this in mind. Game of the year, game of the year, no game of the year. Well, I will say that they do got game of the year right now, but I just make it a little reference. I guess I'm just being stupid. I'm just sorting things, whatever. But anyway, I played this not expecting much, but it felt like I was playing Tomb Raider, but with one of my most favorite characters I ever seen in the video game. When I played this game, and with Drake, he was so funny and classic. He was like Jack, and he was like Jack in a sense, but he was like Crash Bandicoot and reminded me of Crash Bandicoot in a little bit because all the force stuff was running through. It was so nostalgic to play him, and that's why he's number 6, guys. Yeah, we get a little pumped up, but this is a good game. I recommend it. They got dual set with the controller. Remember that? Remember that guy? No, blue controller. I take good care of my controllers. But anyway, On to the next one. Again, bringing back Jack. Jack 3. Okay, what can I say about this game? It basically brought difficulty down. Made 9 weapon sets. Gave you armor upgrades, health upgrades, whatever you want to call them. And had such variety. You could go anywhere. It felt like Grand Theft Auto. I mean, even though the second one you could get cops instantly and it basically be Grand Theft Auto and get worse as you go around terrorizing, this one you can go in the Outlands, you can hit someone and they'll attack you. Citizens won't attack you. The police will come to try to get you. So you had like 2 different worlds at the same exact time. And he was a wastelander and you know that. So it's like you were coming on a revenge mission and avenging yourself because I don't know, I kind of messed up the sentence, but he was thrown out because the people, but later on he realizes that he needs to help them, and it's so good. And it's like, wow, this is crazy. I mean, the story is, it's so really good. I also like how in Jack 2 you only got to play as Jack Daxter once, but in Jack 3 you got to play as Daxter a lot more, and that was just nostalgic because it made me feel like I was playing Crash Bandicoot, to tell you the truth, and that's my favorite freaking video game. If you haven't noticed all the references I do during the video, but yeah, just a really good game. Had a lot of stuff that you can get, a lot of side missions where you can upgrade your Oh yeah, also you could upgrade your own weapons. So that in Jack 2 you had to wait until you get the mission. This one you got eggs and you had to upgrade your own weapons to make them better, more suited for you, and make them even more excellent. So sorry, I was watching TV a bit. So yeah, excellent. Let me leave it back out because we're getting to number 4 for the final game on Jack and Dax Collection. Now, I know what you guys are thinking right now. Clyburn, why the hell is Jack and Daxter your favorite game? I mean, Jack 2 may be frustrating, but it had good sense, and Jack 3 had all these upgrades. Look, they Naughty Dog just went from Crash Bandicoot to Jack and Daxter. So your your obvious reason is good as mine. Jack Jack 1 reminded me so much of Crash Bandicoot. It was so nostalgic. The worlds were beautiful. The graphics were, speaking of which, I forgot to note on both games. Let me get this. The graphics were excellent, and it was better than Jack 2 and 3. So, why, you may ask, was better? Because of open world. I mean, even though Jack 2 had probably one of my least favorite graphics, Jack 3 improved on it, but Jack and Daxter was where it was at, man. Because you could see all the motion. When you run, he'll get tired when he waits. When you stand still, different things will happen because you're waiting too long. It was just perfect. Every time you got a power cell, Daxter do a little dance, and that was one of the most memorable things. It reminded me of Crash Bandicoot so much that even I could not stop from laughing and giggling a little bit because of all the nostalgic era that this gave back. Starting to run on time. I got 20 minutes left. I'm gonna finish this up, guys. But so Jack and Daxter is just an excellent game. It's a memorable game. I highly recommend it. Just as Uncharted 1 through 3. Jack 2 and 3. And yeah, it was just so perfect. The worlds were excellent. It was a nice big chunk. And most of all, the trophies were easy. Just get all power cells and stuff, and you're done. It was just easy as heck to get platinum, and that's all you needed. So, yeah. Sorry, guys. Skip over those parts. I can't edit them out. So, yeah. Jack and Daxter at number 4. Okay, we're getting down to the best of the bunch. Ratchet and Clank. Ratchet and Clank 3. Now, going into Ratchet and Clank 3 after Ratchet and Clank 2, I didn't expect much. When I was a kid and going into it now, I really expected a lot because I remembered all the crazy stuff that could happen. So, yeah. So, but speaking of which, sorry guys, I keep, TV show is just perfect. But Ratchet and Clank 3 was just flat down one of the best games I ever played. Had references galore. Had reference to Jack and Daxter. And usually in Ratchet and Clank 2 they also had it. But when Clank started dancing when Ratchet got one of them and they started playing the music, just like Daxter, I basically laughed my ass off. There was so many funny moments in this game too. It's like it was perfect, sublime, excellent. You had so many weapons. I will say Ratchet Clank 2 had probably the best rhino weapon in the game. It was just overpowered again. But anyway, this game also had a variety of all the weapons. It had new weapons. It had Ratchet and Clank 2 weapons. It had Ratchet Clank 1 weapons. It had weapons that you could get for free for doing Ratchet and Clank 2. Ratchet Clank 1, you could get a discount throughout the entire game, 10% off all weapons, which was an excellent thing to add because you played the game. But it had so much stuff going for it, and it proceeded and all that, and it had multiplayer on top of all that. Excellent multiplayer, excellent single player. It had reference to Britney Spears, and I laughed my ass off when I played. I was just going through that. I was like, "Are you serious?" Almost more than I forgot to mention this. I'm sorry. I just all we had to do is even almost more than finding out that was a precursor. I'm just showing you two Jack and Daxter, but take a guess at who it is. I'm not going to spoil it, but take a guess. It's just basically laugh my ass off. I'm trying my best not to spoil. If I do, my bad, guys. But it just was so excellent. The weapons were badass. The graphics were improved. The fire, the fire when the thing explode, the fire was just brilliant. Sorry guys, I'm getting a little sniffle, but everything about it is perfect. And now on to number 2. Well, at this point you're saying, well, if it was that good, why is it Ratchet and Clank 1 that's better? It had my bad guys. It had Crash Bandicoot 1, 2, and 3 type of gameplay. It had health upgrades, and collecting the bolts. And I will say this might be the stupidest reason that anyone probably say for the game to say why it's their favorite. But every time I collected a bolt, I felt like I was collecting real money. Like literally, I felt like I'm collecting real bolts. They were so crisp that you knew they were bolts, not like those crappy gold bolts that you get that it's like, yeah, I got bolts. Yeah. It's like that. Right click one was where it was. Although you couldn't strafe, it gave more challenge. And then when you finally got to where you could play the game again to try to get everything, plus golden weapons on top of that, although it didn't have an upgrading system, it had the gold weapons. You could easily go and go. You know, you could easily go get the golden weapons. You couldn't. Sorry, it's just my TV too. You could not easily, but you had to work to get those dang golden weapons. And the Rhino, oh man, just for the Rhino, you're gonna have to choose your choice per freaking playthrough. You want that Rhino or you want that golden weapon? Because when I played through the game, I thought it's gonna be just so easy. But when it came down to it, I had to spare and be careful how I spent my bolts. Heck, up until this point, I forgot that the Persuader was a discounting mechanism that discounted items, and I was like, oh, are you serious? I could have just waited. But thinking about it, you had to buy some of those weapons because you did not have anything to use. And leading up to this, you had to literally go out and buy your own weapons. They weren't gonna let you just go out there. They were gonna let you go out there and have a good time, but they're gonna make you pay money for almost everything. You had to have bolts, and getting those bolts was satisfying. It was just sublime. I mean, even the multiplier on the games didn't even make up for it. I mean, seriously, I like the silver bolts better anyway. And it had golden bolts. Golden bolts were freaking rare bolts. Then it changed to titanium and platinum. It's kind of crap, and I'm just ranting on right now. But as I said, I like Ratchet and Clank 1 because it's just perfect. It's where everything began. It's just so simple, clean, and concise that it'll just make you want to play this game and keep playing until you finally destroy that stupid Drake, and make him pay because he tried to destroy your home planet. But oops, kind of spoiled. But you might be, guys, you probably are asking, Clyburn, are you serious? If this isn't freaking number one, what is? And as you saw there, that's food that I didn't finish. But anyway, well, you guessed. If you haven't guessed from now and haven't looked, I have a sheet of paper kind of showing my list because I forget sometimes, and I don't like. I don't want to forget what my favorites are. My favorite is because I actually do these by opinion, and I write down what I know in mind, and I forecast and compare and try to contrast. And this is what led up to this. And finally, number one, PS3. Yep, you guessed it. It's Duke Nukem. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm just kidding. Number one is Uncharted 2. You guys probably are like, are you fucking serious? The best game in the collection. You pick freaking Uncharted 2. And some people are like, yes! You better pick that freaking game, you jerkwad. And why are you doing collection, your favorite games in a collection list? Well, I am different, and I do not play by the rules. So bear with me as I tell you what why I freaking love this game. Now, Uncharted 1, it was excellent, but it did not have multiplayer for one reason. And the graphics were a little bit on that, how you say, solid distic style. But it was classic and I enjoyed it. But when Uncharted 2 came out, holy shit, it was just sublime. Not only do freaking Not only do it freaking improve on everything of Uncharted 1, it even had a trailer of the train. The train, what every game always leads up to is something that will make people addicted to it. Something that will make people want to play it. And what it does? It does this by doing Uncharted 2 train. The train, as you can see right now, as he's hanging on in Shambua, is what wanted me to play this game. And on the back, you can see the train. He's holding on to it, and that's where everything begins. Before you even start the game is like, okay, you start a new game, man. Well, the first thing you want to know is that you're on top of a train, holding on for, well, just sit down at first and just almost fall off the train. Okay, now we got ourselves a badass here. As from that point on, it's nothing but boss gameplay. And first, you freaking scavenge up a whole train before having to run and do basically Crash Bandicoot type of thing, which makes me nostalgic again. I'm like, they really kept this. And although each game also has an Easter egg where you get get one of the extractor. You do. What happens is it does have epic scenery. Hanging off the train to begin with is amazing, but this is what makes me happy. It's kind of crazy because I'm thinking, okay, how the hell did this happen, and what the hell's going on? Before I even start the game, Drake is already getting fudged up, and then he goes back to the memory, and from that point on, he has memories and outlooks until you start the game into it. And basically, it shows all the things leading up to the train. Now, the biggest thing was the train to me, and I'm just keep saying train because I keep saying train and train and train. And the thing that's best about this game is, you guessed it, locomotive. Now, I will say that is the best single player, but it brought multiplayer and it brought it perfectly too. The multiplayer was clean and sublime. It was simple and easy. It was just there. You had so many modes. Getting this game now, it's really cheap. You can get it with the bundle too. And also it had freaking co-op adventure. It had so many things that you could do in this game, and I'm still playing it today. I played it since I got it last Christmas, and I'm still playing it now. And it's just amazing how much freaking replay value. You can go for the edge. You can go in crushing mode in co-op adventure. You can go do co-op online. You can go do single player and do it with the different cheat codes. And that's another thing. Uncharted 3 didn't even have cheat codes. Who knew? That's kind of stupid, really, to me, but not really stupid. Because they did have awesome guns and awesome single player, and I will say all the other things except for the expectation that the plane ride would be crazier and it'd be longer, but all that aside, I still think it's a wonderful game, but just